Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good.
Hello guys, welcome to Pharaoh Talkies with Ranjit Pharaoh. In today's video, we are going to see about one of the greatest empire which ruled southern part of India up to Southeast Asia. Yes, welcome to the journey of great Cholan Empire. So as we know that India is land of gods, temples and kings, especially southern part of India, we are going to see about one of such great empire which ruled the southern part of India called Cholan Empire. To know more about this Cholan Empire, we have to reverse the clock back to 9th century. I am going to narrate about the journey of Cholan Empire based on the novel written by the poet KALKI. The name of the novel was Ponniyin Selvan. This poem has more than 5 parts, more than 2400 pages. So we are going to see step by step. Before I take you to the journey of Cholan Empire, first we should know about the territories ruled by the Cholan Empire. They ruled down south from Sri Lanka to Tamil Nadu to modern day Orissa. Then they have expanded their territories to Southeast Asia up to Cambodia and so many parts of Southeast Asia. The evolution of Cholan Empire started back in 9th century. To be precise, we have to go back to 968 AD. During this 9th century, this Cholan Empire evolved from a small kingdom to the greatest mighty Cholan Empire. The first king of Cholan Empire was Vijayalaya Cholan, followed by his son Aditya Cholan, and followed by his son Parandaga Cholan. Parandaga Cholan made this empire little bit bigger compared to their ancestors. So this Parandaga Cholan had 4 sons, Rajaditya, Gandharaditya, Arinjaya Cholan and Uttamasiri. Among these 4, 2 of his sons, elder and youngest one, passed away during a war. Rajaditya and Uttamasiri died in a battle. Only 2 of them left. Out of them, Gandharaditya has to become king because he is the eldest one, but he has no interest in ruling the kingdom. He is a hardcore Shiva devotee. But he lost his 2 of his brothers during a battle, and also for the welfare of the nation he chose to become king. But he didn't have any child after his marriage. After so many years, finally he gave birth to a child called Madurandaga Cholan. He was also called as Uttama Cholan. Immediately after the birth of Uttama Cholan, his father Gandharaditya too passes away. His son Madurandaga Cholan was not chosen as a king because he was too young to become a king. So Arinjaya Cholan chosen as the king for the Cholan Empire, but he too passes away too soon. Though Madurandaga Cholan or Uttama Cholan was legal heir for the kingdom, but he was not chosen as a king because he was too young even that time to become a king. So the son of Arinjaya Cholan, where Sundara Cholan was chosen as the king of great Cholan Empire. Now the rise of great Cholan Empire begins. So this great Sundara Cholan had 3 children. The first one, elder one is Aditya Karigalan, and the next one is Kundavai, female child, and the last one is Arulmozhi Varman, who will become the great Raja Cholan in coming days. So soon after Sundara Cholan, Uttama Cholan must become the king, the son of Gandharaditya Cholan, but he was not chosen as a king, though he attained the rightful age to become the king. But he was not chosen because during a war between the Cholan Empire and the Ponniyin Empire, the son of Sundara Cholan, Aditya Karigalan, beheaded the Pandyan king Veera Pandyan on the battlefield. To reward him, the Cholan Empire crowned him the new prince of the Cholan Empire. So next to Sundara Cholan, Aditya Karigalan must become king. But even though Aditya Karigalan was not chosen as the next king of Cholan Empire, if Aditya Karigalan was not the king of Cholan Empire, then it should be a Uttama Cholan. Even Uttama Cholan was not the king of Cholan Empire, then who was the king of Cholan Empire? To know about this, we have to go back to 9th century. So we are going to present day 9th century, to be exactly 968 AD. We all know that in any empire, along with the king, there will be always some very important persons. There were 3 VIPs. The first one is the Periya Palvetariyar, means the bigger Palvetariyar. And the next one is Chinna Palvetariyar, means the elder Palvetariyar. Third one is Aniruddha Brahmarayar. So we should know who is this Palvetariyar first. The Palvetariyar means the warrior clan, the group of people who has greater warrior ability, who lived alongside the Cholan Empire. The Periya Palvetariyar is the leader of this Palvetariyar clan. He was the greatest warrior who lived in Cholan Empire. He had participated in more than 24 wars. He had a great masculine body He is more than 6 feet tall. Nobody can compete him one-to-one in battlefield next to Chandra Cholan. He was also portrayed as the greatest warrior of the Cholan Empire. So in the entire Cholan Empire, Periya Pazhavittarayar is called the biggest warrior next to Sundara Cholan. So the main job of this Periya Pazhavittarayar is to impose the duties and collect the taxes and duties from the small rulers and kings under the Cholan dynasty. Chinna Pazhavittarayar is the main person responsible for protecting the Tanjore fort. He is the general of the Cholan Empire. So without his permission, nobody cannot enter inside the palace of Tanjore. Aniruddha Brahmarayar is one of the important person who lived alongside the Sundara Cholan, who was involved in major decision making in Cholan Empire. So any great decisions will be concerned with him before they make any decision of the Cholan Empire. So these are all the three important VIPs who lived in Cholan Empire: the Periya Pazhavittarayar, the small Chiriya Pazhavittarayar, and Aniruddha Brahmarayar. Without these three persons, nobody cannot enter inside the Cholan Empire. But there was one warrior who challenged these VIPs with his great abilities and warrior skill, and he entered inside this Cholan Empire and challenged these three people. Who is he? He is the greatest warrior, the leader of the Vanara clan, Vandiyathevan, friend of Aditya Karigalan. In fact, he is the hero of the novel called Ponniyin Selvan because he appears more into the Cholan Empire than any other character. This Vandiyathevan is a friend of Aditya Karigalan. Aditya Karigalan was the elder son of Sundara Cholan. This Aditya Karigalan and this Vandiyathevan both lived in Kanchipuram Palace, where Aditya Karigalan involved in building a beautiful majestic palace for his father so that his father can spend his last stages of his life in this beautiful palace. Now comes Kundavai. She is the daughter of Sundara Cholan. She is living in Pazharai. Pazharai is the first kingdom of Cholan Empire, so she is living there and taking care of that kingdom. Now comes Arulmozhi Varman. He is the youngest son of Sundara Cholan. He, along with his great troops, marching towards the Sri Lanka for the greatest battle of his lifetime. So he is marching towards the greatest battle. Descendants of Sundara Cholan, all these three characters were living in different areas inside the Cholan Empire. Now let's go to Kanchipuram, where Aditya Karigalan is ruling. In Kanchipuram, Aditya Karigalan called his friend Vandiyathevan. Vandiyadeva, I have sent so many letters to my father and sister, but there is no response from them. I doubt something mysterious is happening there. So this time I am appointing you to hand over this letter in person on behalf of me. You give one of this letter to my sister who is living in Pazharai and another letter to my father who is in Tanjore Palace. Vandiyadeva, until you hand over this letter, you should not reveal about the secret to anybody. I know that you are a great warrior who had great skills, or you should not reveal yourself until you hand over this letter. Like this, Aditya Karigalan advised his friend Vandiyathevan to hand over this letter, and also he made a special request that Vandiyadeva, I know you are a great warrior, you will face a lot of obstacles in your journey, but you should not reveal this letter to any of me, especially to my small dad Madurandaga Cholan and Periya Pazhavittarayar. By hiding your skills and abilities, you are no way degraded as a great warrior. Likewise, he advised Vandiyathevan and he asked him to leave Kanchipuram. So now Vandiyathevan started his journey from Kanchipuram towards Tanjore. Once he entered inside the territory of Tanjore kingdom, he was mesmerized by the beauty of Tanjore. It was so greenery there, so flourished kingdom, full of water rushing from the rivers, the green paddy fields, happy people singing and dancing. He was admired by the beauty of Cholan Empire, and the main reason for this is that Tanjore is now the delta district of Kaveri River. We all know that the Tanjore has the greatest paddy field ever inside entire India. The main reason for the flourishment of this Cholan Empire is that the great lake, the Veeranarayanan Lake. This lake was built with the help of 74 canals around it. The credit for this great lake goes to the Rajaditya Cholan, who is the son of Parandaga Cholan, who built this Veeranarayanan Lake. Veeranarayanan Lake was built with the help of Kolidam River, which is in the bank of Kaveri. Rajaditya Cholan, during his period, he fought in a war on top of elephant. He was died in a battlefield by shot from an arrow on top of an elephant. So he was called as Yanai Mel Tunjiya Devan, meaning that the king who died on top of elephant. So in those days, when you fight on top of a horse, when there is a chance and threat for your life, you can immediately turn back the horse and run away from the battlefield. But whereas in case of top of an elephant, you cannot turn the elephant like a horse and run away from the battlefield. Those days, the kings died on top of an elephant alongside the elephant. That is the bravery of this great Indian king. So for this bravery, they title him as Yanai Tunjiya Devan, meaning the king who died on top of an elephant on a battlefield. Vandiyathevan admired these Chola people as the greatest people who once lived in this planet. It was my pleasure to live alongside these great Cholan people. These Cholan people were so great that their interest towards patriotism, religion, devotion, and everything was so great that it's my pleasure that I lived alongside these greatest people of Cholan Empire. He entered into the Cholan Empire on the occasion of Tamil festival called Adi Perukku, where people from in and around village gathered here with the mood of singing and dancing. Already admired Vandiyatheva, after seeing these people in a festive mood, he went to the state of utmost admiration for these Cholan people. Suddenly he saw some majestic ships around 7 to 8 in numbers were docking in the shore, and so many warriors were deboarding from that ship. After seeing that sight, Vandiyathevan was confused and he inquired about them to a old man nearby. "Hey old man, who are they?" The old man replied, "Hey man, don't you know them?" And Vandiyathevan said, "Yes, obviously I don't know them." Old man said, "Look at the flag." "Yes, there is some palm tree." "Yes," the old man said, "the palm tree means it belongs to the great Periya Palvetarayar." "Oh, I see." Immediately Vandiyathevan got so much eager that he already admired about the Periya Palvetarayar and he heard about him lot of times. So he wanted to meet him obviously. So he got so much excitement after hearing that it belongs to the Periya Palvetarayar. Immediately Vandiyathevan recalls the incident held with his friend Aditya Karigalan. Until he hand over this letter to the respective people, he should not get into any trouble. So Vandiyathevan smartly moves from that place to his journey. Before sunset, Vandiyathevan tried to reach Kadambur Sambhu Warrior Palace, but after some time he reaches Veeranarayanapuram Vinnaga temple. A group of people gathered to witness the fight among three people. Alvarkadiyan Nambi says Lord Vishnu is the great. Another Shiva devotee says Lord Shiva is the great. Then another Rishi enters and says, No, Sarvam Brahmamayam Jagat. And he says that and leaves the place. And meanwhile, Vandiyathevan enters inside the mob and he says that, "Hey you fools, both Lord Vishnu and Shiva are the same." And he grabs some sand and throws at them and laughs. Immediately entire mobs does the same and entire mobs laughs at them. Vandiyathevan smartly moves from the place. Suddenly he heard a loud noise, drum beating in long distances, a messenger with a message. The greatest warrior of Cholan Empire, the man who fought in 24 wars, the great Periya Palvetarayar is on the way. Everybody move aside, he heard from this message from the messenger. The great Palvetarayar along with his troops made a majestic walk, and the great Palvetarayar sat on the top of elephant and walking like the greatest warrior of Cholan Empire. All these scenes were observed by Vandiyathevan in a faraway distance. Followed by this troop of elephant, he saw a pallak carrying a beautiful woman. Pallak means in olden days Indian men used to carry the men, a box kind of a structure which is used to carry kings, disciples and so many people. This is what pallak. He saw a beautiful woman inside the pallak. She slided her hand from the cotton silk curtain and she waved her hand towards a man hiding on top of a tree. He is none other than Alvarkadiyan Nambi. He was hiding in top of a tree and observing her. Vandiyathevan was confused on why she is waving her hands towards him. She was so much beautiful and she is like a queen. Meanwhile, the Periya Palvetarayar soldiers chased away Vandiyathevan's horse. And Vandiyathevan got so much angry, but he immediately controlled his anger because he knew that his horse will not run away so far. It will somehow turn back and come towards him. And he controlled himself and after some time he found his horse and started his journey towards the palace. Suddenly, Nambi came in between the path of Vandiyathevan and asked, "Hey man, can you take me to the Kadambur palace?" Vandiyathevan got surprised. "Hey Nambi, how do you know that I am going to the Kadambur palace? Are you a magician or what?" And Nambi replies, "Hey man, don't you know that everybody in and around the village is going towards the palace? Even the great Periya Palvetarayar is going to that palace." Immediately Vandiyathevan got a dream that, "Oh my god, I am going to meet the great Periya Palvetarayar and I am going to make friendship with him." In between, Nambi asked him, "Hey man, can you take me to the palace?" Vandiyathevan asked him why. Nambi says, today there is a grand party held at the palace. Followed by that, there will be a lot of cultural events, singing and dancing held by ethnic group of people. I like to see these kind of dances and cultural events because I never saw this before. So can you please take me there? But still, Vandiyathevan didn't trust Nambi and he said, sorry, I cannot take you there, and he leaves the place. Both started their journey towards the palace. After some time, Vandiyathevan asked Nambi, hey, why you are following me? Nambi says to Vandiyathevan, why you are following me? Both quarrel at each other that they both are following each other. And Nambi says, anyhow, you are not going to take me to the palace, right? I am going to Vinnagara temple to worship Lord Vishnu. Immediately Vandiyathevan says, I too join with you because I too want to worship Lord Vishnu for a long time. Can you please take me to the temple there? And Nambi accepts and both leaves to the Vinnagara temple to worship Lord Vishnu. That Vinnagara temple has two great things. We already know that Rajaditya built Veeranarayanan lake, and he also built this temple on the shores of this lake. And also second greatest thing about this temple was the great literature sung by 12 alvas was scattered around the world. A rishi called Nada Muni collected these literatures and produced to the country as 4000 Divya Prabhadangal. Nada Muni was born here. After entering inside the temple, Nambi started singing the alvas literature through his soul wholeheartedly. While singing, tears shattered from the eyes as the symbol of great devotion to the Lord. Everyone inside the temple got goosebumps after seeing Nambi crying. Vandiyathevan too saw that and got mesmerized by him. So now Vandiyathevan had a good opinion about him. Hey Nambi, I am so sorry if I hurt you by any means. I don't know that you are such a great Lord Vishnu devotee. Please forgive me. Okay, I'll forgive you, but you have to take me to the palace. And immediately Vandiyathevan got angry. Hey Nambi, I already told you I cannot take you there, and he leaves that place. Hey mister, please wait. Then can you please hand over this letter to the girl who went inside the pallak? Vandiyathevan got so much angry. Hey Nambi, don't treat me like this. I would have behaved differently if someone else would have been in your place. Vandiyathevan immediately leaves his place without accepting the letter from Nambi. Finally, he reached the fort guarded heavily by the soldiers at the entrance. Anyhow, these soldiers are not going to allow me inside, so he drafted a plan to enter inside the fort. He started riding on his horse fastly towards the palace entrance, and somehow the soldiers tried to capture him and said, don't you know that nobody cannot enter inside the palace without permission? Suddenly one soldier identified the horse and said to his friend, hey, we chased away this horse outside the palace, right? This is the same horse. Another soldier says, hey, this is not a horse, this is donkey. Look who is on top of a donkey, and made fun of him. Vandiyathevan got so much angry and he kicks inside the palace by fooling them. All soldiers are struggling to catch him. Vandiyathevan got down and almost is ready to fight them. At some point, Vandiyathevan started shouting, Kandamara, Kandamara, your people are trying to kill me. Suddenly, soldiers stepped away from him. They heard a loud noise. Hey soldiers, what's happening there from the terrace? The soldiers said, my lord, this man entered inside the palace without permission and pronouncing our young prince's name Kandamara. Now Sambhu Warrior calls Kandamara and asks him to check outside who is he who came at this time. And Kandamara went outside and he was surprised to see his friend Vandiyathevan, and he hugged him tightly and said, I am my friend Vandiyathevan. How are you, my friend? And Vandiyathevan replied, hey my dear friend Kandamara, I got a great reception from your soldiers. And Kandamara replied, hey my dear friend, please forgive me, and shouts at his people, hey you fools, please step away from here. He takes Vandiyathevan inside the palace. Vandiyathevan asks Kandamara, what's special today? I will say what's special later. You often used to tell me, right, you want to meet my uncle, the great Parvatayar. Come, I will introduce him. Now Kandamara takes Vandiyathevan to his father and says, hey father, look at the greatest warrior, Vandiyathevan. Vandiyathevan said, hello my lord. But the king doesn't like him, and the way especially he entered inside the palace. Kandamara smartly realizes the situation and he moves his friend Vandiyathevan away from him, and he introduced to his uncle Periya Parvatayar. Hello uncle, let me introduce my dear friend, the greatest warrior and the leader of Vanara clan, always inspired by you and want to meet you, my dear friend, great Vandiyathevan. He often asked me that does he really have 64 war marks and scars in his body? And his uncle Parvatayar says, do you really want to count and confirm? Don't you trust it? No clan has this much bravery and valor. Do you have any doubt? Vandiyathevan got upset immediately, but without showing his disappointment, he says, "Oh, sir, we all know that you are a great warrior. You are the greatest warrior of Cholan Empire. From everywhere around the Cholan Empire knows who you are. How can I doubt about it, uncle? You are the greatest warrior of this great Cholan Empire," says Vandiyathevan, and he leaves the place. Kandamara introduced Vandiyathevan to his mom in Andapuram, and he comes out. They hear a loud drumbeat. Vandiyathevan asks, "What's the noise?" Kandamara said, "This is a tribal dance and cultural events going to start now." Vandiyathevan immediately recalls the incident between Nambi, and he didn't see that event before. So both leaves this place to see the tribal dance and all cultural events. All the VIPs, guests and kings were enjoying all these dances and events. And followed by that, they all gathered here for the great dinner party. But Vandiyathevan was not interested to attend the dinner party. He was very tired because his friend Kandamara took him to introduce various VIPs and their legacies. But Vandiyathevan had one doubt, why these VIPs and kings were gathering today? So something important going to happen. So having these confusions and thoughts, he leaves to the room allocated to him and he went for a sleep. Suddenly he saw a face in top of terrace through the window wall. When he see the face nearby, it was Nambi. Nambi was observing something from the terrace top inside of the fort, and Vandiyathevan got some doubt on him and he suspected that Nambi is going to do something and he rushed towards him. When Vandiyathevan neared Nambi, he got shocked because he heard some conversation going on where Nambi is shaking his head to hear that. Vandiyathevan saw that all the VIPs and kings gathered here for some important discussions. He also saw the lady whom he saw at the Pallak were also on the discussion. And he doubts that Nambi came here to see that lady. But Vandiyathevan stopped seeing Nambi and he started focusing towards the meeting because his name was heard in between the conversation. And he left Nambi and he started closely towards the meeting and he started focusing it. Periya Palavatayar says, "My lord, your son's friend Vandiyathevan, where is he now? Because he should not hear what we are going to discuss here now. If he hears, he should leave this palace only as a dead body because he works for Aditya Karigalan and he is also a friend of Aditya Karigalan." Vandiyathevan got shocked after hearing this. Somehow this Periya Palavatayar identified me. And Kandamara says to Palavatayar, "Uncle, he is sleeping at his place. Don't worry, he will not hear anything here. And also he will not interfere himself in any matters not related to him. I will guarantee you that." "Oh, I see. I am glad that you trust your friend and you are sure about him. We are going to discuss a secret about our empire. If any messages leaks outside, our empire will be in great threat and the outcome will be devastating. So everybody should be careful about this." Vandiyathevan got confused and thinks why these guys are gathered here and discussing about the governmental affairs. He got some doubt. So the Periya Palavatayar starts his speech. "I am going to say some important message. Our king Sundara Cholan is not feeling well. Even his healer says that he is critically very ill. He will not last for long. Plan it smartly now itself." Someone in the crowd says, "What's there to plan? We already crowned Aditya Karigalan as a prince." "Yeah, you are right. But before crowning him prince, no one took our advice. Everyone knows that we are advising the Cholan Empire ministry for more than 4 generations. All our ancestors sacrificed their life for this mighty empire. Even in Ramayana, the king Dasharatha took advice from all his ministers, rulers and VIPs before making any important decisions. But our king Sundara Cholan didn't take any advice from us before deciding the prince as Aditya Karigalan. Our elder prince Aditya Karigalan is not waging war against our enemies at Iratai Mandalam and Vengai Nadu. Instead of that, he is building a palace for his father and wasting his time. On the other side, our younger prince Arulmozhivarman is marching towards Sri Lanka to wage war against them. We are all aware that as per our war rule, all the expenses incurred for the war, including the salary for the soldiers and ration for the soldiers, we should collect from the country after capturing it. But instead of that, Arulmozhivarman is taking all the rations and wealth and all the expenses for the war from our country itself. When I'm asking about this to him, he is explaining me that uncle, we are waging war against the Sri Lankan king, not against the public. So we should not loot the property of the public. We should rule the country we captured with the help of these people. We should not loot from these people. And this is our war dharma. This is our Yuddha dharma. He says that. Because of these two younger princes, we are losing all our wealth and ration and stocks from Cholan Empire. And I am literally forced to collect more taxes from our small rulers within the empire. I already raised so many complaints about this to the king, but he is not taking my decisions wisely. And he is telling me to take advice from his elder and younger mother. That too, his elder mom's words is his major decision. Since the rise of Cholan Empire, woman has not entered in any governmental affairs so far. But it's a great shame to us to seek advice from these ladies. I don't like it. If we all say, okay, I leave this job and I'll go to my nation because I don't like this at all. Immediately Sambhu Arwayar says, no way Palavatarayar, your ancestors served us for 4 generations and sacrificed their life to Cholan Empire. How can I leave you just like that? Then you should stop this lady's interference into his government. Immediately someone from the crowd raised the question, we accept your complaint on the king, but at the same time there are so many complaints on you too, that you married a young lady and you are seeking advice from her too nowadays. And that too, for any major governmental decisions you are getting advice from her before deciding anything. And also you are taking her with you alongside wherever you are going. And the Palavatarayar said, hey you, is it anything wrong to taking my wife wherever I go? Huh? That man again asked, why this Pallak is here? It should have been in Andapuram. Who is inside? Suddenly a loud noise. Right question, says Palavatarayar. Please wait for a while. I will clarify all your doubts. And again Palavatarayar started talking. We should decide now that who should rule our empire. And also I want to remind you one thing. He started narrating the story of how Sundara Cholan became the king. Okay friends, thanks for watching this episode. If you like this video, please do not forget to subscribe and also tell your friends to subscribe and share. Until then, bye from Ajit Fero with Fero Talkies.